Hey Guardians, welcome to the other 99%. It is I, Sugars with an S, from the Senate House. This Guardian is the third and final part of a true review of Destiny. If you haven't yet, check out part 1, where I reviewed the PvE side of Destiny, and check out part 2, where I reviewed the PvP or Crucible side of Destiny. Alright Guardians, let's get into this. Master Shinobi says this is why we can't have nice things. And Guardian, by the end of this review, you'll understand what I mean when I say this is why we can't have nice things. Alright, so in the review we'll just we'll touch on exotics. We'll touch on customization. We'll touch on replayability. Alright. So let's start with exotics. I hope everybody realizes now that exotics mean absolutely nothing right now. But this should not be a surprise because this was the trend that was happening from the end of Destiny 1 towards Destiny 2. And now in Destiny 2, Bungie has made it so that exotics don't really mean much. Why is this? Now, from how I feel, and from just doing quick research on just the word exotic, I mean, exotic is something unusual, something weird, something strange, different. It's not normal. So given this, exotics by nature should be able to do something weird, strange, not normal, different. So given this, exotics by trade should be able to bend or break rules. But exotics should also come with a penalty. What I mean by this is that perhaps the perfect example of an exotic was in Destiny 1, where you had the No Land Beyond, where it was a exotic sniper rifle, where it allowed you to equip it in the primary slot, and it gave you unflinching. Which means that when you're aiming down sights and you're under fire, you didn't flinch. However, it fired slowly, and after you fired one time, you had to reload. So you see the balance right there. So you couldn't rattle off 4 or 5, 3 or 4 shots with this sniper rifle. It just was not possible. There were other examples with things like that with exotic armor. They either gave you the Titan dodge, the hunter roll. I mean, it gave you the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk is a great example of an exotic. It increases your golden gun ability, as it like 6 times or something like that, but you can only fire it once. That is something that's truly exotic. When you look at all these other exotics, nah, What's the point? This trend is leading to the weapon layout. You know, it's an old shinobi saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because when you make changes, there are consequences to all the changes. There was a large outcry from the 1% about having to deal with shotgun warriors and snipers and the lack of a primary battle. My response every time I used to hear something like that was, too bad, deal with it. Now the reality is that the issue is that if you have a weapon that is a one-shot, one-kill, your shotgun, your fusion, your sniper rifle, you can get some quote-unquote cheap kills. Where, you know, somebody walk around corner and you get them, or they tap you twice with a weapon and you manage to get your shotgun off in time. You didn't even have to aim, body shot, one shot kill. So, you know, that could get somebody upset if they're trying to get a long kill streak, but why should the game have to alter and change to suit them? Here is what that change has done. So, dating back to Destiny 1, where the elite 1% complained about the shotgun warriors, about the people that would hide and snipe. Guess what happened? Bungie at first did away with special ammo. In Crucible games, you did not spawn with special ammo. So they tried to force people into primary battles, because this is what the elite wanted. So what do you think started happening? Do you think they got the primary battles they wanted? Sometimes. Other times, most of the times, what they got was sticky grenades. Then they complained about sticky grenades. But wait, hold on. How is it that people are able to use sticky grenades? Oh, that's right. It's because the deterrent to using a sticky grenade was no longer viable. Deterrent was the shotguns, the fusion rifles, stuff of that nature. So what do you think happened? Did they complain saying to put it back how it was so it was evenly balanced? Because you know what, you rushed in to throw a sticky grenade. It was high risk, high reward. Either, most of the times, the best you could hope for is a trade. You know, there were a fair amount of times where you threw the sticky and hoped for the best and you ended up dead. But now, it was heavily tilted in the person throwing the sticky's favor. Because, you know, you could take one or two shots through that sticky and still get out of there and kill the person. So guess what happened? Bungie is now we fast forward to Destiny 2. Bungie is now nerfed sticky grenades, where it no longer kills you. It sticks you but doesn't kill you. So how many people use sticky grenades now? Nobody. Now, one of the things that when I first got into Destiny, I admired and I loved, and this will sound a little bit weird, was the realism. As in, your own grenade could kill you. As in, grenades were generally one-hit kills, except for some which made sense, like the bolt grenades that shot either lightning bolt or fire bolt or whatever it was. It made sense that those wouldn't. So how Bungie did a lot of things made sense. It just did. How people wanted to change doesn't make sense. So Bungie, in their great wisdom, listen, change. Stuff don't make sense. So now we have no secondary weapons. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, okay, that's fine, we got 2 primaries, that's not a big deal. But it actually is, because Bungie has effectively gotten rid of the fusion rifle. Because the fusion rifle was mostly used in strikes. But now, if you have the choice between a fusion rifle and a rocket launcher, you're gonna pick the rocket launcher. A fusion rifle and a shotgun, you're gonna pick the shotgun. A fusion rifle and a sniper rifle, you're gonna pick the sniper rifle. There is never a good time to actually use a fusion rifle now. Bungie has created a good and unique weapon, and then they have made changes whereby the weapon is no longer viable. But it's not really Bungie's fault, it's ours. The next thing is this concept of overpowered. If you look, there's a whole bunch of videos saying this is overpowered, that is overpowered, this is overpowered, that is overpowered. I mean, which has led Bungie to nerf a whole host of weapons. I begin to wonder if people actually know what the term overpowered means. Overpowered does not mean that if you get killed by it several times, that it's more powerful than what you're using. No. Sorry to break it to people. That is not something that's overpowered. What it probably means is that you need to adjust your playing style so that you don't get killed by the same thing again and again and again. The 3 weapons before that everybody used to say was overpowered: the Vex Mytho class, the Galahorn or Yalahorn, depending on where you're from, and the Thorn. Bungie nerfed all 3 of those to oblivion. I'm sorry, but the Vex Mytho class, you needed to beat Atheon in Water Glass mode on hard mode, and less than 5% of the times it dropped. And for you to really understand what it means, is that basically, if you did Water Glass hard mode 100 times, 4 of the times it will drop. That's essentially what it means. Of course, realistically, it doesn't work out that way, but that's basically what it means. So less than 5 times, it'll drop. The Gallahorn was something similar like that as well. It was a very, very low percentage drop. The Thorn was an extreme. The Thorn was that you had to do a whole bunch of regular bounties, get the Vanguard missive, which was an exotic bounty, then do a strike on a very hard mode, then do some crucible, whereby it was you gain points from killing people and you lose points from dying, then go back and do another strike on a hard mode, whereby you have to wait for a particular wizard. Oh yeah, I forgot the fact where you have to kill a certain number of wizards and all. Basically, you get what I'm saying. It was a long process to get it. It was a difficult process to get it. So then tell me, why should it be just as powerful as a vendor weapon that you can buy? Tell me what sense that makes. So, because it's more powerful than a weapon that you can buy, that anybody can have, it is now overpowered? No, it is appropriately powered for the length of the mission and how difficult the mission was. And just by the way, if you got hit by the thorn and you were burning, if you crouched, it stopped burning. The thing with Bungie was that Bungie did a lot of things very well, but people didn't take the time to go through and fully understand everything. People just complained bitterly about things. And now, this is what we have. This is why the game is in the state that it is in. Think about this. Raid weapons were supposed to be legendary exotics. Raid weapons were special because they had elemental damage on them. You got a specific set from playing the normal mode raid and then playing the hard mode raid. All that changed. You had specific materials to level up weapons from raids. The Water Glass raids required one set of materials, Crota raids a different set. All of that changed. It gave you a lack of replayability now. Bungie was very, very clever in the beginning with how they put things in such a way whereby you ended up replaying a lot of things and having just as much or even more fun. How characters are customized. You can't make a character your own now because there are clusters of things that you have to pick together. You have to pick a group of 4 and that's it. You know what I mean when you go into your subclass? And finally, abilities. It's a terrible state that abilities are in. I mean, why do abilities take so long to charge? When people complain about ability spamming, there's just one thing that everybody that complains about ability spamming should understand. This is Destiny. The thing that makes Destiny unique are the abilities. You take that away, and you essentially have another COD and another Battlefield. Why should I play a game whereby I have these abilities, but I don't get to use them? I can run through a whole Crucible game and get stomped from beginning to end, and use my, if I'm a warlock, use my healing rift once, throw a grenade twice, and never use my super. I'm sorry, all because people don't want to get killed by abilities? If that's the case, go play a different game. Bungie made a fantastic game. Yeah, they had to tweak some things here and there. But Destiny 1, around the Dark Below time period, was a fantastic game. Destiny 2 is a shell of that game. And that's because Bungie listened to all the complaints that we had. You know what they should have done? They should have just said, tough cookies, deal with it. And so yeah, that's why we can't have nice things. Because we complain too much when we get nice things. Anyway, I'm gonna keep more videos coming out because I'm gonna try it. I still love playing Destiny, and I want people to play it with me, and I want there to be people when I go on to play with. So I'll put out as many helpful videos as possible to help people like myself, the average players, the other 99%. I like this video. If you like it, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of more videos, share, and comment. Whether you agree or disagree, yeah, leave a comment. It is I, Sugars with an S. Latest is greatest.